In the heart of Philadelphia, a city known for its rich musical heritage, Theodore Teddy Pendergrass was born on March 26, 1950. Raised by a single mother, Teddy grew up in a world where struggle was a daily reality. But within him burned a passion, an undeniable force that would one day make him a legend. As a child, Teddy's love for music was evident. He started singing in church, developing the gospel-inspired vocal power that would later shake the world. But his first love wasn't the microphone, it was the drums. Young Teddy had a natural rhythm, and by the time he was a teenager, he was already playing in local bands, hoping to make a name for himself in Philadelphia's booming soul music scene. It was fate that brought him to Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. He joined as a drummer, content to sit behind the band and keep the beat. But Harold Melvin, the group's leader, soon realized that the real star wasn't behind the drum kit, it was in Teddy's voice. Once Teddy stepped up to the microphone, there was no turning back. Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes had been around for years, but they hadn't reached their full potential. That changed the moment Teddy became their lead singer. His deep, passionate baritone gave their music a new life, and soon they were dominating the airwaves. Their first major hit, If You Don't Know Me By Now from 1972, became an instant classic. It wasn't just a song, it was a heart-wrenching plea, dripping with pain and longing. Teddy's voice carried an unmatched intensity, making listeners feel every note. More hits followed, The Love I Lost in 1973. One of the earliest disco-influenced R&B hits, Wake Up Everybody, in 1975, a socially conscious anthem urging change, Don't Leave Me This Way. Also in 1975, a song that would later become a disco staple. Teddy's stage presence was undeniable. He wasn't just a singer, he was a force. Women in the audience screamed his name, drawn to his raw masculinity and the way he poured his soul into every performance. It was clear Teddy Pendergrass was bigger than Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. He was destined to stand alone. In 1976, Teddy took the bold step of going solo. It was a risk. Many lead singers who left successful groups failed on their own, but not Teddy. From the moment he released his debut album, Teddy Pendergrass, in 1977, the world knew he had something special. Hits like I Don't Love You Anymore and The Whole Town's Laughing at Me showed his ability to blend pain, power, and sensuality into his music. But it was his next albums that would turn him into an icon. Life is a Song Worth Singing, released in 1978, featured Close the Door, a sensual slow jam that, defined bedroom R&B. Teddy, from 1979, gave us Turn Off the Lights, an invitation to romance that became one of his signature songs. Then came TP in 1980, which included Love TKO, a smooth, heartbreaking ballad that still resonates today. By this point, Teddy had perfected his image, a smooth, confident ladies' man whose voice could make hearts melt. He even created a concert experience just for his devoted female fans, his famous ladies-only shows. At these concerts, women would scream, faint, and even throw their lingerie on stage as Teddy stood in a silk robe singing songs of love and passion. He wasn't just performing, he was seducing the world. Just as Teddy was reaching the peak of his career, fate intervened in the cruelest way. On March 18, 1982, Teddy was driving through Philadelphia when his Rolls-Royce lost control and crashed. The accident left him paralyzed from the chest down. The man whose voice was untouchable suddenly found himself unable to walk. The music industry can be unforgiving. Many assumed his career was over. But Teddy wasn't just a voice, he was a fighter. He spent years in rehabilitation, determined not to let the accident define him. His spirit remained unbroken. In 1984, Teddy did the unthinkable. He released a new album, Love Language. The album included the hit Hold Me, a duet with a then unknown Whitney Houston. The song was a testament to his resilience, and a reminder that his voice had lost none of its magic. But it was Live Aid in 1985 that marked his true return. Teddy took the stage in front of a global audience, seated in a wheelchair, and sang "Reach Out and Touch Somebody's Hand." The world held its breath. It was an emotional moment, one of strength, perseverance, and inspiration. He wasn't just back, he was stronger than ever. Teddy continued to release music, proving that his talent wasn't tied to his physical state. In 1988, he delivered one of his last major hits, "Joy," a song that radiated hope and triumph. Teddy retired from music in 2006, focusing on his family and his foundation, which helped people with spinal cord injuries. Even in retirement, his influence never faded. His songs continued to be sampled, covered, and celebrated by new generations. On January 13, 2010, Teddy Pendergrass passed away at the age of 59. But his voice never left us. His legacy lives in every deep-voiced R&B singer who dares to be vulnerable, in every love song that speaks to passion and pain, and in every fan who still feels chills when they hear the opening notes of Love TKO. Teddy Pendergrass wasn't just a singer, he was a movement. He was the sound of raw emotion, of unfiltered soul, of resilience in the face of tragedy. Imagine unlimited access to artists like Teddy Pendergrass with a seamless listening experience all in one free app. RTRP Radio brings you the best independent, underground, and major artists all in one place. Whether you're into R&B, hip-hop, soul, or fresh new sounds, we've got your vibe covered. Link for download is in the description.